Hello and welcome to Give and Take, the positives in life. And today's topic is My Brother's Keeper of New Rochelle. And we have a wonderful guest who will share all about this wonderful initiative that's come to New Rochelle. So
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on your show, tell you about this program. I really appreciate your time.
Good, good. So what is your name and your role and that you do at My Brother's Keeper?
Okay. Well, my name is Colleen Gardephe, and I started out as a volunteer last June. I was asked to help with the communications part of the program.
Okay.
I have a writing background, and I enjoyed the work so much, and I just felt that the initiative was so important,
Yes.
and it's beautifully thought out, and so I became more and more involved, and in January I became the managing director on a part-time basis.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, that's wonderful that you were able to do that. Now, is there anybody else that works in this program with you?
Yes, we hired as well a part-time webmaster,
Oh,
Devron
okay.
Chambers, who's
That's most
just
important
terrific.
these days,
He
yes.
is great. He and his partners in a company created this beautiful website that we have, and we're so proud of it. It's
Great.
beautiful.
Excellent.
Yes.
So
And
now
then we
is it-
have our co-chairs, and then we have, along with our co-chairs, we have two other executive leaders, and then we have 6 working groups that correspond to each of the 6 milestones in the initiative.
Great, I like that.
So yeah, so they are all do the work on a volunteer basis.
Great. And so could you name who they are? as
Yes,
far as-
yes. I'll go ahead and show you some things in here. This is our action plan report.
Great.
We launched this in October, last October, along with our website. So right here we have our co-chairs. They're 2 terrific people. Reggie Richardson is the principal of New Rochelle High School,
Okay.
and Councilman Jared Rice is the other co-chair. And the initiative was signed and accepted by our mayor,
Excellent.
Mayor Bramson, and our school superintendent, Brian Osborne.
Excellent.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And then we have 2 other leaders, the Youth Bureau Executive Director.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The Westchester County Youth Bureau?
The New Rochelle Youth Bureau.
New Rochelle
Yeah,
Bureau,
Kelly
okay.
Johnson.
See, I
He's
didn't even
done
know they had a
great
New
work.
Rochelle Youth
Yes,
Bureau.
oh, they
right.
do terrific work.
I used to be on the Westchester County Youth Board.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yes.
And then one of the house principals, Gustavo Barbosa. He is
Okay,
also one of
great.
the
Wonderful.
executive members, yes.
So now, My Brother's Keeper was an initiative by President Obama
Yes.
in Washington, and so you decided to take on this, New Rochelle decided
Right.
to take this on.
Yes.
So what made them decide to do this?
Well, that's a good question. Yes, President Obama launched the My Brother's Keeper Community Challenge in February 2014. And now 250 communities around the country have accepted
Great.
the challenge, including San Francisco and Boston and Philadelphia, but then smaller locations as well, like Akron and Flint, actually. And so it's across the country that there's communities that have accepted the challenge. And Councilman Rice, who is one of the co-chairs, had heard about this and really wanted New Rochelle to take part. So he approached the mayor,
Good.
and then the mayor approached the school superintendent. So, and we have a lot of community support. We have 120 stakeholder organizations
Wow.
that have agreed to work with
Excellent.
us.
And these are all in New Rochelle?
Yes. We work
Wow.
with the local colleges. There's Iona and Monroe and the College of New Rochelle and Westchester Community College.
Right.
And then Montefiore, the hospital there, and then lots of the good organizations that are doing great work, like the Boys and Girls Club and the Guidance Center. And we work with the public library. We work with Academic Pathways that does some of our tutoring. So it's been wonderful to see the community come together, and so many people want to help, which is so nice.
Right. So the initiative starts from cradle, it is,
Yes.
to
Career.
graduation,
Right.
career.
Yes.
So talk about the cradle part and all the way
Okay.
through. Yes.
Okay. Yes, there are 6 milestones, and they are tied to an age group, so they call it a Cradle to Career initiative.
Lovely.
Yeah, because it really starts at birth and with the babies, and then it goes all the way up through post-college and into youth employment. So it's quite broad. So that makes it so fascinating, because one day you're thinking about maybe a baby sign language program for the babies. And then another day you're working with a focus group that's looking at alternatives to suspension at the high school level.
Good.
And then we just had a youth job fair for, like primarily 17 to 24-year-olds.
For the summer, or was that?
It actually was both summer employment and full-time and part-time.
Good.
Yes, and there were, 19, it was the first one, 19 employers, and 107 young people attended.
Wow.
And 27 were hired full-time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we partnered with Monroe College and the Guidance Center of Westchester and some other organizations as well, the New Rochelle Youth Bureau.
Great. So let's go through a little bit of the...
Yes, sure. So, okay, this is, as I said, our co-chairs, and I wanted to just explain the 6 milestones you can see there. So, number 1 is all children enter school cognitive, physically, socially, and emotionally prepared. So that's the babies and the toddlers and the preschoolers, to try to help them. And one of the things we're doing with that milestone 1 is we're promoting this barbershop reading program.
Right.
So we had 50 barbershops and nail salons in New Rochelle agree to have our box of books to promote reading while the children are waiting for their dad or their brother or their mom. And it's going really well. So that's exciting. And, some of the barbers have told us that it's just wonderful to look around and see all these small young children looking at books. And
that's really good.
yeah.
So, and it keeps them, so they're not distracted and all doing all things.
Yes.
And they're sitting and they're reading and they enjoy it. That was a wonderful initiative.
Yes, that's
really
true.
Is,
It is.
Excellent.
Now, another in milestone 1 is we hope to work with daycare providers to give them an enriching curriculum so that they're not just having the children, watch TV or, if we want them to have a nice environment, and the providers do too. So we're trying to work with them to come up with some good things for them.
Good. I see that they wanted to implement the creative curriculum.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I used to work with that curriculum. Yeah,
Right.
It's very good because it's very varied and you can sort of tailor it to each, to meet the children's needs. So that's a very good creative curriculum.
Yes, exactly. And we want to work with our school district too. We have some early childhood experts. We have a Barnard School as an early childhood program.
Great, wonderful.
Yeah.
And what's the next milestone?
Well, then we have milestone 2. I'll read that.
Yes.
All students are reading at grade level by 3rd grade. Now, this is very important because it's almost like dominoes. If the children aren't ready for school, then they struggle early on. And if they're not reading by 3rd grade, they have found that the kids start to just feel terribly about themselves, and they're not able to read for academics in science and social studies, and so it's hard for them to learn. So they start to turn off.
They do.
They do. So there we're doing a few things. We are again promoting literacy. We're going to work with the library, the New Rochelle Council on the Arts, and a famous artist who has a studio in New Rochelle, Charles Vicino. He does the 3D pop art. Okay. And we're going to create about 15 of these pop-up libraries that'll be all throughout the city. And children of all ages and adults can take the books. It's called Take a Book, Leave a Book, but you can just, if you don't have a book, you can just take the book. So that's to promote the literacy. We also have one of our partners, Dr. Angela Campbell, has done several family literacy workshops. She discovered in talking with moms that some moms at this one school, Columbus School, felt like they had a hard time helping their children with homework. So she decided that there should be workshops involving both the parents and the children, and then she has some volunteer teams.
Parents and children have to be together.
Right, exactly. And then volunteer teens are helping with the reading and the literacy aspects as well. And then we had a little reading buddy program with high school students in one of the elementary schools. And we also hope to partner with the United Way of Westchester and Putnam are going to be working with the Campaign for Grade Level Reading to access resources. So we're looking at primarily New Rochelle organizations, but also regional and even national organizations and how we can tap in to what's available.
Yeah, I remember when I used to work in Manhattan many years ago, And I used to be a part of his program called Everybody Wins, and the staff would go and read in a in a central location with the children.
Right.
And I remember that was just so nice.
That is.
I really enjoyed that. So that reminded me of that when you said that.
Right.
Yes. So milestone 3.
Okay. Yep. We'll go to milestone 3.
Yes.
That's an important one. That's all youth graduate from high school. And what that was based on was they have found discrepancies. This is where you see a disparity gap. And so here, the 4-year graduation rate from high school in New Rochelle was 81% in 2013. But that was 93% of the white students, 80% of the Black or African American students, and 71% of the Hispanic or Latino students. So there's a real effort to bridge that gap.
Bridge that gap, right.
Right. With the tutoring at the high school, many organizations help, including the Guidance Center of Westchester actually has a center for college and careers on site. And the Westchester Clubmen have tutoring there.
Right.
And they really are starting to bridge the gap.
Good.
The principal tentatively thinks that that percentage rate for the minority males might be up to 4%, which would be excellent.
Lovely.
So there's a lot of great work being done there. We also partner with Westchester Community College. They created this program where they found that about 120 students from New Rochelle High School go there each year, and about 30% of them were needing remedial courses. So they created math and reading classes that students could take at the high school and therefore not have to take remedial classes either at WCC or at any college they attend. So to sort of prepare them early.
Excellent.
Yeah. So that's a really nice program.
Good, good.
They also are revising the code of conduct. And this is a national trend. Years ago, in like the early 2000s, there was a zero tolerance because the emphasis was on school safety. So for any infraction, people automatically went to the out-of-school suspension, 5 days or whatever. But they've discovered that a student who's out of school for 5 days has a hard time coming back and being, on par with the work, and they struggle, and it just sort of, adds to the whole dilemma.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to do what they're calling positive intervention behavior, and also doing a lot of telling the students at the beginning of the year what behavior is acceptable, and they find that if you kind of spell things out clearly in a positive way, 80% of the students will adhere.
Respond, right.
Yeah, will adhere, and then
Exactly.
then you have to do other interventions
Absolutely.
when that's not
Positive
working out. Yes,
interventions.
positive
Yeah,
interventions.
lovely.
Yeah, because they found a real correlation between the out-of-school suspensions and the dropout rate.
It's not a good thing because they
No.
usually reoffend.
Right, exactly. It's so discouraging.
It is.
Yeah.
Lovely. And so our milestone.
Yep. Okay, so let me go back here and show you this one. Milestone 4 is all young people complete post-secondary education or vocational training. So that's either going on to college or pursuing a vocation. And we have a lot of great things going on at the high school in both of those areas. Again, the Guidance Center, their Center for College and Careers, they do a lot of vocational training. They're doing some green energy training with a company called Envirolution. They're helping a lot of the Latino students in particular with their college applications, with applying for financial aid. They're just right now have 17 students on a college tour upstate. They're looking at Binghamton and Cornell, and also some of the community colleges, Broome. So there's just a lot of support.
Great.
So the kids are responding to that. We also, at the high school level, have My Brother's Keeper ambassadors, and they can work with the young students. And we just had a really wonderful roundtable of alumni from the high school. So older students who are in college or working come back to talk to the My Brother's Keeper ambassadors.
Great.
And we actually had NBC come and do a segment on that roundtable, and it was excellent. And the reporter, Stephen Holt, is even saying, what a great group and what a great program. So that was exciting.
Lovely, lovely. And it's all very good.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all very good.
It's
and just to have a supportive, nurturing, loving environment, and not one that's constantly like, you did this, you did that.
Right.
And so to branch it out and have partners is a great thing.
Oh, it really is.
Yes, yes.
It helps us implement the ideas and the goals, and we created action steps. So we have ideas in mind of how we can achieve some of the goals that are laid out in the initiative.
Great.
Yeah.
And so we got to milestone
We'll go
5.
to 5. Yes. Okay. So 5 is all youth are out of school are employed. So we talked about the job fair that we just had. We also worked with the Youth Bureau on summer employment, and 150 young people were able to get jobs. You know, a lot of the city camps, and So I think if we have just very targeted efforts, and because we have so much support from so many organizations, we can really accomplish things.
Exactly. And so it's a team effort.
It is.
No, not one thing, not one entity or one person or one. When you come together, these amazing things. I mean, and it's only 1 year.
Yes.
You celebrated 1 year, and all this has happened in 1 year.
Yes,
This is amazing.
It is. It is amazing. Yeah. It's true. We've gotten a lot accomplished, and we launched the action plan in October along with the website, and then it was really almost in January that we started focusing in on a lot of the plans, and then again partnering with these groups that were to some extent working with some of these populations, but supporting them and making them part of our team. And so that is really good.
Excellent.
Let me see. Oh, another thing we did at the high school level was we started 2 GED programs that had been sort of not happening anymore. So they actually looked up the students who had dropped out, called them back in. So they had 29 Spanish-speaking students in one GED program and 10 English-speaking in another. And they're starting to pass the assessments and receive the diploma, which is very exciting.
Right.
Because that will open up so many doors for these people. So that was exciting. Yes.
Right.
And then we, with the career program, we also are going to have hopefully an attire for hire closet. Oh yeah. So the young people have good outfits to wear for the job interviews, and there also will be a college retention employee who will actually work with the local colleges and some other colleges to have the continuity to work with the students who are graduating from the high school, going on to college, to help them stay in school, because that's a big issue of the college retention.
Good. I'll have to come and visit.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I'll have to come.
That would be great.
I really like how it sounds.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see when you're committed and focused, how much you can do in 1 year. It's amazing. This is, people accomplish this over years. And so congratulations on the 1 year celebration of many, many things that you've done.
Yes.
And so we don't want to get that last one in there.
Yes. Milestone.
That last milestone
6.
Yes,
that's an important one too.
Yes,
and
good.
We're working on that as well. All right. So milestone 6 is ensure that all youth remain safe from violent crime and are afforded second chances in life.
I love that.
Yes, that is very important. So a few things we're doing there. We have done this youth police initiative, which is is being done throughout the state and in other locations, and it's a great program. We had 4 sessions this year, including 60 police officers and 60 students. So about 15 each time, and they spend about 5 days together and have a celebration graduation, and it breaks down sort of the barriers of distrust. And the police get to see the kids as people, and they develop these bonds with them, and the students then don't see the police officers as frightening. They see them as their allies and there to help them.
Good.
So that's been a very nice, successful program. We also support a couple of statewide and national efforts. One is called Ban the Box, and what that means is on employment applications, sometimes you have to check this little box if you've ever been arrested or have any criminal history. So the point of it is to not have to do that automatically, so that you're not sort of, have your application tossed for that one check mark. For
I
people
like that.
to,
Ban the box.
yeah, it's a great initiative.
Ban the box.
A lot of companies have adopted it, and some
like
cities.
That.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So to give people that second chance and to get to know them more, in the process. So
I'm so glad you mentioned that. That's a great initiative.
Yeah. And then we're also supporting Raise the Age. In New York, the criminal accountability age is 16 rather than 18. So 16-year-olds are treated as adults and are mixed in with the adult population. So there's an effort to raise the age. It's New York is one of only 2 states with that age, 16. It's New York and North Carolina. So there's been efforts to try to change that at the state level, and we support that. We're going to have a continuing legal education course September 20th for lawyers and judges who are working with that population, so that they are mindful of this.
Great.
And we're going to have a community forum about this topic to explain the importance of it. And then Councilman Rice has gotten to do some great things, as well as Principal Richardson. And Councilman Rice has been working with, we're going to have a lot of downtown development in New Rochelle to try to have an agreement where 20% of the hires for the construction will be local hires. And 10% will be the MBK youth. So that's a great accomplishment as well.
Excellent. What a wonderful program. Now we're hoping that we can, get this wonderful NBC clip that I saw, which was, it really highlighted it in a very nice way.
It does, yeah.
And the youth actually have an opportunity to share their involvement in the program, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to
yes, that
see
would be
that,
great. Thank
because anything to highlight such a wonderful program, and I can see that you're really enjoying it, and
yes, I am.
Being a part of it and sharing this, and so it should be shared. So I'm so glad that you came on the show.
Oh, thank you, thank you
so
so much for that opportunity.
And you can, put that out there and have that, and hopefully President Obama say yes.
That would be nice.
Doing it, right?
That's right.
That would be nice.
That would be.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah. So that's great. Is there anything else you would like to share, Colleen?
Well, we are also doing some drives for the community, and for other communities, we actually had a water drive for Flint.
Great.
We partnered with Yonkers, and they had Ron's Trucking drove all the water.
I saw that.
Yes, that we collected, and Yonkers collected out to Flint, which was a wonderful thing. We are partnering now with Volunteer New York on a book drive in the fall, so we'll have books for the barbershop reading and our pop-up libraries, but for other groups if necessary as well. And we just saw that the White House, through My Brother's Keeper, is promoting diaper drives because they find that the low-income families have such a tough time purchasing them. They have to buy the smaller quantities, which are more expensive. So that's something that we are considering as well.
Colleen, before I forget, please mention your website, your phone number, and whatever information they can reach.
Okay, wonderful. Well, our website is here, mbkneuro.com. And to write to us, it's info@mbkneuro.com.
Lovely.
Yes.
All right.
And on our website, you can also send messages, contact us that way.
And they can donate also on the
Yes,
website.
they can donate.
Great.
When we had our first birthday, we created a birthday wish list.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
I saw that. And it was very attainable.
Yes, they were.
It was nothing far reaching. I said, wow, this is nothing.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
We had a $50 donation for the barbershop books, and $100 for the pop-up libraries, and maybe sign language and college scholarships. So I had a lot of good gift ideas.
Right. So if 2 more minutes, Colleen, how would you like to wrap up and share with the viewers on, and just, share with them however you'd like to in the last 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I think that we just ask for support. It's so nice to have people volunteer to help with their organization or their company, and to support us with our birthday gift wish list would be wonderful too. And I think just to be mindful and respectful of everyone in our community.
Very good. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you.
that. And by seeing this, I'll see that people will say, wow, this is something I could do. I live in New Rochelle. I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
And so this is why I do this show, so that, you know, wonderful things can be highlighted
Yes,
in
that's
this way. And when I
excellent.
heard about it, I said, Colleen, you have to
Right.
come on the show and
You
share
did,
this.
right.
You know,
Yes.
so I was glad that you had shared with me about this and that you were doing it.
Yes.
And so that we can really highlight the fantastic things. And so keep up the great
Oh,
work.
thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you know, this is really amazing that you just took it and, you know, ran with it, and you've brought it to a whole year with so much accomplished.
Yes, thank you so
Okay,
much.
so I'd like to say thank you, Colleen, for coming
Thank
on the
you.
show. I really appreciate it. And so to the viewers, your level of consciousness is the gateway to your future. Thank you.